Being Kurdish means carrying generations of stories. The role of women in the fashion industry today is very important, and not just as designers or as models, but as voices. I am a fashion designer, but I create art. I've always wanted to take the Kurdish culture onto the global stage because the Kurdish culture is powerful, it's rich, and it's full of depth. Being Kurdish means carrying generations of stories, struggle, and beauty. And it gives me a deeper sense of purpose because my brand is not just about styles and beauty, but it's about identity, it's about resilience, and it's about pride. Lada Dزييه is a dreamer, a believer, a creator who believes that the unimaginable is imaginable, the impossible is possible. I grew up in a household filled with music, poetry, love, and storytelling. My father used to always sit us down in the evening and just tell us the most beautiful stories about our culture. And so I knew that when I launched my haute couture line, it had to be presented in a way where it is very rich, where I share poems, where I share beautiful Kurdish music, because that was my upbringing. It was a very happy, colorful upbringing. I've always had the support of my family, my father, my mother, and my siblings. They love what I do. They knew I was a dreamer by nature, and they know that I live in my own world of imaginations. I was born in Vienna, Austria, and grew up in Vienna. I was 6 years old when I moved back to Kurdistan, and at age 12, we escaped on horseback to Iran. And so I lived in Iran for a year, and I learned Farsi. Then lived in Austria, Vienna again, moved to Vienna. From there, we went to Washington and lived in Washington for about 20 years. So I've really been all over the place. I don't have a home. I feel like sometimes, I've traveled to so many different countries, and which has been a great experience for me. I loved connecting to different cultures. I was in the oil and gas sector for 15 years, and of course it's a completely different sector, but it wasn't my passion. And I needed to listen to the voice in my head. I couldn't silence it any longer. So I launched my own line of Kurdish haute couture in March of 2022. And I brought those designs to life. I needed to let them breathe. I wanted to show their richness of the beauty of the designs that I would constantly see in my imagination with the world. And it wasn't a difficult decision. I just made a decision that I needed to do this, and everything unfolded beautifully. I've always wanted to take the Kurdish culture onto the global stage because the Kurdish culture is powerful, it's rich, and it's full of depth. And I knew that if I presented it the way I see it in my own imagination, the world would respond and it would translate to the international audience. Through through modern cuts and custom-made jewelry for each design, through traditional fabrics and modern type of fabric. I like to blend something old with something new. My brand is really about, it's a dialogue between the past and the present. It's a love story between my history, our history, and the future. So while I always try to honor the past, it also needs to stay relevant and connected to today's contemporary world of fashion. So for me, I design from the heart first, then hands, because I think it's so important for me to be able to connect to the international audience. The Dream collection is my first collection. It's when it all started. I designed it in my home. It's special. It's a reflection of my childhood, my memories, my university years in the United States. It's about love, it's about loss. It's about a tribute as well to friendship, to Kurdistan, to our culture. And it was shot in the Citadel. This is part of the Dream collection. I have 2 to 3 pieces left from Dream, and I'm preparing this for a friend who's getting married. I love purple tones with green, and for me, the color cream somehow needs to always shine through the designs, because when you're using a lot of bold colors, I need a softer color to tone it down. So it was important for me to add this cream vest to elevate the green and also complement the purple blue dress. The idea of fire came from my own passion. The fire collection needed to be strong and powerful, and it came with very impactful messages. So I knew that it had to be called fire, because it's that passion within me and that fire within me that doesn't fade, that voice that keeps calling that you can't silence. This is called The Mountain Bride, and it is from the Fire collection. And it was shot atop Safin Mountain. And I like this because I incorporated pearls, which is something that I always add onto my designs. Pearl gives you that royalty vibe. And then this right here is in Kurdish, it's called gobara. And we wear it a lot with our coats and with our vests. So I mixed pearls with the gold gobara, and I didn't want this dress to be quite all white. What inspired me to name my collection the Ocean Collection was the beauty and mystery of the ocean. But I don't only focus on the surface of the ocean. I was more intrigued by the beauty of its underworld. So I used a lot of bold, unique colors, kind of exotic jewelry, because we don't know what's under the sea. And I wanted to also show the beauty of the underworld and what's beneath the waves. moment I felt I reached a turning point in my career was when Vogue Arabia reached out and featured my designs and did a beautiful story. I remember that day exactly. It was at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was at work, and then when I saw my designs in Vogue Arabia, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I called my mom and I was screaming. I was so happy. And then my phone was blowing up. Everyone was sending me messages, and the support and the love that I received from everyone in Kurdistan, not just my friends and family, was just overwhelming, because it was the first time where you see a Kurdish designer being recognized by an international renowned magazine house. I was featured in Vogue Arabia, and it was my first feature, and I was over the moon. It was my first interview with Vogue Arabia, and that was a turning point in my career. That's when my designs reached a wider audience. Shortly after, Paris Fashion Week staff saw my designs and read my interview in Vogue Arabia. They reached out to me and asked me to present my unique costumes in Paris. Of course, I was ecstatic. I was over the moon. I was calling my parents, my girlfriends in the United States, my cousins here in Kurdistan. I was just in awe. But I wasn't surprised, because I just believed in those designs. I just knew that they're too beautiful to be ignored. Fashion Week, when I returned back home, I was honored with the title of Kurdish Cultural Ambassador, and that moment felt emotional, because again, it wasn't about the award, but it was about the recognition that I received from my culture. So it was as if it was my culture thanking me and saying, Lara, thank you for representing me with love and pride. It was a beautiful moment. Milan Enchanted was a turning point. It was powerful, romantic, and full of depth. It was a tribute to resilience, a tribute to rebirth, and a tribute to the unshakable belief that everything's going to be okay. And people felt that. That night in Milan, I was backstage, but I could feel the energy at the Palazzo Serbellini. I could feel, it was just the strangest thing. I could feel even my own energy. I felt like everyone was connecting with the designs. They enjoyed the stories that came through the designs, the emotions, and I think at the end of the day, it's all about that. It's about connecting through beauty, through art, and to be able to do that, and for people from all walks of life understand your vision and your passion and see the beauty of it through your design, is why I started this whole thing to begin with. When I entered the Palazzo Serbellini and I saw everyone's faces, clapping, cheering, some smiling so wide, some crying. At that moment, I felt like it was my culture thanking me for representing it with love and pride. It wasn't just people, it was Kurdistan thanking me for what I did. It was the most emotional, beautiful feeling, and seeing my parents there and just being so proud of their daughter. It's a feeling that it's hard to describe. I was very, very thrilled and very happy with the outcome and the result. are some pieces for the Milan Enchanted collection. This was the citadel. I opened the show with a citadel design. The blue represented the sky because the citadel, if you see the fabric, as you can see here, I printed this, this design so that you have the image of the citadel, and then the blue here embodies the sky, the blue sky, and then she was wearing a beautiful crown with a dove on the crown, and I wanted to use dove because I wanted to open the show with a salam, with peace, and to welcome the guests. It was this design that made it to Vogue Arabia, and I was very happy to have my own family's history to be on the international media and all the different platforms. This is a traditional Dزiيه costume. My grandmother used to wear this specific design, and I wanted to reimagine the Dزiée costume. And it's rich in texture, in patterns, in color, and the jewelry. The headpiece I have places somewhere else, but they wear it with a cape and with a headpiece and a lot of jewelry. The role of women in the fashion industry today is very important, and not just as designers or as models, but as voices, because women bring emotions and bring meaning and depth to creativity. And I think women, their influence is stronger than ever. To choose one design to summarize the beauty of the entire collection, it would be the Kurdish flag, because it is the father and the protector of the entire collection, and all of the designs shined beneath its wings. Three girls, I wanted to have each model wear the color of the flag, so red, white, with holding the sun, and then you have the green, to honor each color separately. So this design would be the one that that I would choose, because all of the other designs shine beneath its wings. Most of my designs, when I complete them, I need to connect to them, and I need to see how they look. So all of my designs have been first worn by me in my studio, just to finally see the look, and then my models wear them for the photo shoot or for the fashion show, but I first would like to see them on myself. isn't just about showcasing a beautiful costume. It's about identity, resilience, and pride. And every new collection is my way of honoring my culture. The Kurdish culture naturally attracts curiosity because it's beautiful, but I think the admiration is genuine because they feel the identity and the soul of the designs. When you see any of my designs, you no longer see just a beautiful dress. You feel the identity, their resilience, their strength, their quiet strength. So I think absolutely, I think it's a little bit of both. The beauty attracts, sparks curiosity, but the admiration is genuine.